Right, so welcome again to my chemistry videos as we try to look at questions under more concept. So this question was saying calculate calcium nitrate decomposes on heating according to the equation. So that's the equation. Then it says copy the equation given and balance it. If you are able to, you can just pause the video and try to see if you're able to balance up the equation. So the solution, so we do have calcium nitrate. So it decomposes, so that's what we call thermal decomposition. It produces calcium oxide. There's also nitrogen and oxygen that is actually produced. Then the question here says you try to balance it up. Obviously, if you look at this 2 multiplies by what is there, so meaning there are 2 nitrogens. How many oxygens? 2 times 3, that gives you 6. But if you notice here, there's a 2 plus this 2 plus that one, meaning it is not balanced. So we can do something, make a disturbance to this one. I'll use my red marker, so you can put up actually a 2 there. So the moment you put up a 2, it means calcium becomes a 2. So I can put up a 2 right there in front. Now when I put up a 2 there, if you notice, if I put up a 2 here, it simply means 2 times 2, that gives you 4. So 4 times that, meaning there are 4 nitrogen. So meaning that I need to add a 4 in front. So calcium and oxygen balance. Let's look at the oxygen. Oxygen will be 2 times 2, that's 4. 4 times 2, that gives you 12 on your left hand side. What about this side? So already here I have 2 oxygen. Here 4 times 2, that gives me 8, and there that is 2. But if you notice, there's a plus, so 2 plus 8, that's 10. 10 plus 2, that gives you 12. So meaning it is actually balanced. So we needed a 2 there, and a 4. Then that equation is balanced. So that's what they wanted you to do there. All right, I hope we are together. B, it says calculate the relative formula mass. So when we talk about the relative formula mass, it's the same as the relative formula weight or the molar mass or the relative molecular mass. So those are terminologies. Now it says calcium nitrate. Now calcium nitrate, you don't need to account for this number outside. No, it's for one molecule. Relative formula mass is for one molecule of that compound. So they are simply talking about this calcium nitrate. The formula for calcium nitrate is this one. Please don't make a mistake. A lot are making a mistake, so they just want us to find the mister. So if you are not conversant, you can simply just say oxygen, how many nitrogen, and calcium that is there. It's okay. So it says if you notice, this 2 multiplies with what is inside the bracket. So 2 times that gives you 6 atoms of oxygen multiplied by 16. That will give us 96. How many nitrogen? Here there's a 1 which you can't see, so 2 times 1 is a 2 times 14, that will give you 28. And calcium is alone, 1 multiplied by what? 40, which will give you 40. So you just need now to add your 96 plus your 28 plus your 40, and that is going to give you a 164. So that is the relative formula mass. It is simply 164. All right, now let's come to the C part. Allow me, I'll use the balanced chemical equation, but I'll clear up this because I want to actually show you from there. Okay, so I'll simply say that is going to be my part C because I need to use this one. It says 16.4 grams of calcium nitrate is decomposed. Calculate the volume. So the question says you calculate the volume. So they want us to find the volume of oxygen gas liberated or produced at room temperature and pressure, meaning at RTP. That's what they want us to do. Now this is very simple. I'll show you 2 methods that you can actually get to use. The first is they gave you the mass that of calcium carbonate that was used. It is simply 16.4 grams. Remember, the relative formula mass of calcium nitrate that we got there is 164. So you can change this mass to the number of moles. So I'm going to say number of moles is equal to mass over the mist of calcium nitrate. The mass is simply 16.4 divided by the mixture, which was 164. So it will be 16.4 divided by 164. That is going to give us simply 0.0 0.1 mole. So meaning in that 16.4 there's only 0.1 mole of calcium nitrate. Now what I want to do, I want to use the mole ratio. So I'll compare the moles of calcium nitrate to the moles of oxygen. So I'm going to say from here the number in front is 2, so 2 moles of calcium nitrate. So 2 moles of calcium nitrate produces how many moles of oxygen from the balanced chemical equation? So it produces only 1 mole of oxygen. So I'm going to say, what about, suppose I use now 0.1 mole of calcium, how many moles would that give me? We don't know. Cross multiply. So that will give us, in this case, 2x is equal to 0.1. This times that. To find x, I'll divide 2. So meaning that x will be equal to, if you notice, 0.1 divided by 2, that will give us 0.05 mole of water, oxygen. So meaning these are the number of moles of oxygen that will be produced. So now to find, in this case, the volume, remember volume is equal to number of moles times, since it's at RTP, so we multiply by 24 cubic decimeter. So that is going to be 0.05 multiplied by 24. So if you multiply this by 24, it will give you a 1.2 to give